Hare Krishna.
Canto chapter 2, 16.
Number one chapter.
Two. Text 16. In the act of one's heart, and the pen
All that is troublesome to the heart is completely
disappear from the heart. In goodness, then he becomes completely happy.
well established in the mode of unalloyed goodness, is a man whose mind has been enlightened by contact with devotional service to the Lord, gains positive scientific knowledge of the personality of God in the state of liberation from all material association.
Thus the knot of the heart is ours, and all his cables are cut to pieces. The chain of the fruitative action is terminated when one sees herself as master.
Text.
Next.
Certainly, therefore, since time immemorial, all transcendentalists have been rendering devotional service to Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, with great delight, because such devotional service is enlightening to the self.
Text 23. The transcendental personality of Godhead is indirectly associated with the three modes of material nature, namely passion, goodness, and ignorance. And just for the material world's creation, maintenance, and destruction, he accepts the three qualitative forms of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Of these three, all human beings can derive ultimate benefit from Vishnu, the form of the quality of goodness. We'll focus on text 17. शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणाकीर्तना हृदयन्थास्तो हे अप्राणि विधुनोति सुरत्सतम्
Srinavatam Purakatha Krishna.
Yes. Puni Puniya Sara Shravana Kirtana
Hidayantastvai Bhadrani.
Vidunoti Shuddhasatam
Srimataam Swakatha Krishna. Yes, yes.
Seconds. Punya Sarvana Kirtana
Hidayantastvai Bhadrani.
Vidunoti Shuddhasatam
Srimataam Swakatha Krishna.
Sarvata Swakata Krishna
Punya Shravana Kirtana.
Punya Sharana Kirtana. Okay, last. Surat Satam. Vidunoti Surat Satam.
Srimataam Swakatha Krishna.
Swakata Krishna Punya Sharana Kirtana. Vidunoti Surat Satam.
Srimataam Swakatha Krishna.
Swakata Krishna Punya Sharana Kirtana. Word to word? Shrivatam. Those who have developed the urge to hear the message of
Everyone together. His own words. Krishna, the personality of Godhead, with their virtues. Keep within one's heart. Desire to enjoy matter. The Lord cleanses Surya Venkat, Sada of the truthful. Translation, everyone together. Shri Krishna, the personality of God, who is the Paramatma, super soul in the everyone, the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desires for material enjoyment in the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtues, when properly heard and chanted. Purport.
Messages of the personality of God as Sri Krishna are not different from him. Whenever, therefore, offenseless hearing and glorification of God are undertaken, it is to be understood that Lord Krishna is present there in the form of transcendental sound, which is as powerful as the Lord personally. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Shikshashtaka declares clearly that the holy name of the Lord has all the potencies of the Lord and that he has endowed his innumerable names with the same potency. There is no rigid fixture of time, and anyone can chant the holy name with attention and reverence at his convenience. The Lord is so kind to us that He can be present before us personally in the form of transcendental sound. But unfortunately, we have no taste for hearing and glorifying the Lord's name and activities. We have already discussed developing a taste for hearing and chanting the holy sound. It is done through the medium of service to the pure devotees of the Lord. Lord is reciprocally respondent to his devotees. When he sees that the devotee is completely sincere in getting admittance to the transcendental service of the Lord, and thus and has thus become eager to hear about him, the Lord acts from within the devotee in such a way that the devotee may easily go back to him. The Lord is more anxious to take us back into his kingdom than we can desire. Most of us do not desire at all to go back to God. Only a very few men want to go back to Godhead. But anyone who desires to go back to Godhead, Sri Krishna helps in all respects. One one cannot enter into the kingdom of God unless one is perfectly cleared of all sins. The material sins are products of our desires to lord it over material nature. It is very difficult to get rid of such desires. Woman and wealth are very difficult problems for the devotees making progress on the path back to Godhead. Many stalwarts in the devotional line fell victim to these allurements and thus retreated from the path of liberation. But when one is helped by the Lord Himself, the whole process becomes as easy as anything by the divine grace of the Lord. We become restless in the contact of woman and love, not in astonishment, because every living being is associated with such things from remote time, practically immemorial, and it takes time to recover from this fallen nature. But if one is engaged in hearing the glories of Lord, gradually he realizes his real position. By the grace of God, such a devotee gets sufficient strength to defend himself from the state of disturbances. And gradually all disturbing elements are eliminated from his mind.
Sorry. This is a very beautiful verse. It's it is divided into three categories. First is how hearing about Krishna purifies you, and the second is how Krishna cleanses your heart personally, and the third part is how, if you're very sincere, how he personally comes and cleans your heart. But before we start this class, I would like to read one story about Narada Muni. We'll read it here, and I think half of my class will be covered by that story. So we can read that. It's Narada Muni is a very wonderful devotee, and through his example, we will get to know that how Krishna, hearing about Krishna, can make you liberated, and you can, without any qualification or knowledge, Krishna will take you back to Godhead. So, yes, we'll read it.
You can switch on the mic.
Hi, Krishna.
Um, sing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. It's okay, I can read it. I can read it, and you all can hear. Is it here? Yes. Okay. The story of Narada Muni. In his previous life, Narada Muni was a simple boy, the son of a maidservant. He became self realized by associating with a group of pure devotees and hearing about devotional service from them. As described in the Srimad Bhagavatam, even after compiling all the Vedas, Vyasadeva was still dissatisfied at heart. To convince Vyasadeva of the value of devotional service to the Lord, Narada Muni described his own story. In the past life, he was the son of a maid servant who became self realized by having the opportunity to associate with a group of pure devotees, hearing their discussions about the pastimes of the Lord and serving them. Even being just a small child who didn't have the opportunity of getting an education, Narada had the opportunity of serving these great sages alongside his mother. Although he was just a small child, Narada got a taste for hearing their talks about the pastimes of Krishna and once was able to honor their Mahaprasadam. We can see that this story is a practical example of the principle of Nasta Prayeshu Abdreshu, described in the second chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. By regular hearing and service to the pure devotees, all anarthas are almost completely destroyed, and loving service is established. Narada was a simple, pious boy who was not naughty and had no attachment to plays and sports. Both he and his mother were living in an ashram and serving the different visitors who would come. A group of sages stayed there during the period of Chaturmasya, the 4 months of the rainy season in India. During these months, there are many floods and the roads become impassable. Even great sages and devotees used to refrain from traveling during these months, using instead the time to execute austerities and concentrate on their spiritual practice. Narada was especially fortunate because of group of Bhaktivedanta, pure Vaishnavas very well versed in the scriptures. Stayed with them and invested their time in deep devotional discussions about the pastimes of the Lord. Although just a small child, Narada was naturally attracted to these meetings, and thus he had the good fortune of associating with these sages. It is said that devotional service is highly transmissible. Just like one may easily contract a disease by staying close to the sick, one can contract the disease of devotional service by serving pure devotees. Apart from listening and serving them together with his mother, Narada just once ate the remnants of food left by the sages. This can be done even without asking permission, but being such a polite boy, Narada asked them and ate the Mahaprasadam after receiving their permission. As he described, once only by their permission I took the remnants of their food, and by so doing all my sins were at once eradicated. Thus, being engaged, I became purified in heart, and at that time the very nature of the transcendentalist became attracted to me. By serving and taking the Mahaprasadam, Narada quickly became very advanced in spiritual realization. But he was still bound to the position of dependent child by the affection and care of his mother. Due to this, when the Bhaktivedants left, he was unable to accompany them. However, after a short time, the mother of Narada passed away after being bitten by a snake. Instead of becoming Morse, Narada accepted it as the will of providence. This is also a lesson for us. Often the Lord uses material difficulties as a way to move us around and make us spiritually qualified. By understanding that the Lord is just in the process of giving us something better. We can face these situations without lamentation. He cremated the body of his mother by burning the whole house they were living in and started traveling alone. By practicing meditation, he was quickly able to see the Lord for a short while. By seeing the Lord, the spiritual senses of Narada immediately awakened. While we are in this material body, we need to do one thing at a time. But in a spiritual body, all the senses work independently and there is no such limitation. Narada describes, O Vyasdeva, at that time, being exceedingly overpowered by feelings of happiness, even part of my body became separately enlivened. Being absorbed in an ocean of ecstasy, I could not see both myself and the Lord. This verse proves something that Prabhupada mentions in different passages. He explains that our spiritual body is a part of the soul and is thus present in us even now. It's just covered by the material body, as well as the mind, intelligence, and so on. When these external layers are removed, the spiritual body automatically manifests. It doesn't have to be gained from some separate source. We can see that in the case of Narada, as soon as he saw the Supreme Lord, his spiritual body became active. We'll stop here. So, in this story, I'll just summarize that Narada, just by being around the sages, he heard them discussing about Krishna. He heard the pastimes. He was very spiritually attracted towards them, attracted towards hearing about Krishna. And that himself made him see Krishna. And in the further story, it is mentioned that because he was in this material body, he Krishna left and he was like, why did you go? The Narada said that, why did you go, you were here. And Krishna said, you're still are not that spiritually advanced. There are so many incomplete things that you have to do. You have to uh, get fully self-realized. You need to get rid of all these uh, lust, greed, envy, and anger. When you are uh, when you are independent, and then when you're away from all these things, then only you'll be able to come to me. um, from the story we can know that he wasn't that knowledgeable. He did not learn the scriptures. He did not read anything. He wasn't that qualified, but just by hearing about Krishna, he got purified. So we hear from the scriptures and we hear from Prabhupada, he always says, just hear about Krishna. Whenever we want to know someone, of course, we go and spend time with them. We hear about their past life. We ask them, tell us about you. That when we ask them, that's how get to know about him. We get to know about them. Same with Krishna. When we hear about him, when we know about his pastimes, what he has done, we get to know him more, and it automatically do the process of cleansing our heart. You know how we do clean the glass doors, and then we are spraying it and then we are wiping it. You see that Krishna is standing here, holding the cloth, and he's just waiting for us to spray. And that's like he's waiting for us just to hear about him. And then he becomes very attentive, like, oh, you just heard about me? You want to know about me? Okay, let me come and help you. He's always there for us. Krishna is very, very, very kind, very compassionate. He is full of love. He is, uh, as we read in here, that he's more curious to get us to him as soon as possible. But we are very much into sense gratification here because it's giving us a temporary pleasure, because of which we are forgetting him. But he's always waiting. We came to this world because we wanted to come here, not because Krishna wanted to send us. But said, Krishna then heard us because he's very kind. He never said no. So he wanted us to go and just do whatever we want to. But then he came with us as a Paramatma in our heart. Still, he didn't left us. And Krishna, when he came with us, he he's always he's like we all know that he doesn't want us to be dependent on him. Dependent on him, he wants us, but he has given us this free will where we can do whatever we want. But it's always there within us, guiding us, telling us what is right and what is wrong. When we come and then we enjoy this sense gratification, we enjoy the pleasure, we get the pleasure, he still never says anything. But when we get to realize that, oh, even when we say that Krishna one time, he becomes very anxious. Oh, this boy just said Krishna, and let me just go and just tell him, give him more intelligence, clean his heart, just full of anger and greed. You know how our father or our mother, when they see us in struggle, when we are struggling, he they want us to help. They want to help us. Same as Krishna is our father. We are his son, daughters. So whenever he see us struggling in this material world, he wants to come and help us. He wants to be there. So hearing about him and glorifying Krishna, this Bhagavatam is all about, when we read about Krishna, it's all about Krishna, about him. So when we know about Krishna and then we glorify it, when we tell it to others, Krishna becomes very happy. He 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 gives us that intelligence that we can know him more. You know how I'll tell you, and also he stick to us. He's always with us, whether we are in spiritual world or whether we are in this material world. He's always there with us. I'll give you one example from my own story. I was 1 year ago was in Halifax, and the first time I attended Rath Yatra was in Halifax. So I stood in front of Jagannath. I didn't know who Jagannath is, as he's the incarnation, merciful incarnation of Krishna. I stood in front of him and I had 2, 3 people around me who came with me to Halifax, my best friends. And I said, thank you. I don't know who you are, but I know that you're very merciful. Please give me some mercy, purify my heart. I want to know you. These were my words to him. And at that time, I wasn't that Krishna conscious. I wasn't knowing much about Krishna. Same day, same date, same time. It was afternoon 12 p.m. After 1 year, I was standing in front of him and I was initiated. I was having guru in my life. The 3 people in my life, they weren't there. And I had devotees around me. I had, my heart was purified. I had so much love for Krishna. I stood in front of him and I said, it's been 1 year. People who came with me are not with me anymore, but you are still here, standing, just looking at me and waiting for me. Do you see how merciful he is? How how much he loves us? For me, I felt like he was personally standing there, waiting for me for this whole 1 year to realize him and realize about him, that how much he is curious to tell about himself to me. It's all his mercy because I only prayed that I want to know you. So you see how much he's curious to know us, how much curious he is to give us the love that we are hankering for. In this material world, we can never be happy, that we always hear. But Krishna is again very merciful. He has done all these pastimes just to make us laugh, to make us feel happy, and to purify our heart. So when we hear about Krishna, we sometimes we laugh a lot, like, oh, Krishna did this, he defeated that demon, he makes us happy. That's the real happiness. But again, we are very much into enjoying this happiness, that we think we are the doer of this, we want to take the pleasure of this. So but we are never thinking about him who is doing a lot for us. Sometimes it happens in our life that when someone do a lot for us, we do forget about him. Why? Because we find pleasure in something else. Krishna is the one. Because we are finding pleasure in this material world, we are forgetting what he's doing behind. He's doing a lot for us. Um, Krishna, in this material world, he is not present as a physical form in front of us. But you know what? He has sent his devotees. He has brought this, his physical, the deities that we have, has shown us about himself in that way. He then has sent this holy name, which is not different than Krishna, the chanting that we do. Morning Prabhu is showing me the chanting beats. Like, Yes, so it's not the name of Krishna is non different than Krishna. Just chanting. Why we focus a lot on chanting? Anyone know? Anyone like to answer? Why do we focus and we emphasize chanting a lot? Like, do if you cannot do anything else, just chant.
So, um, currently I'm fighting something health-wise, and basically I have multiple medication, but I forgot my antibiotics coming here, and then I realized, oh, I forgot my chanting bag too, and then I was like, oh, chanting for me, like from inner, when it comes to my conscious, feels like an antibiotic because it kills all that bacteria and it kills
Yes.
all that, it just cleanses you off.
Yes.
So, and you would never understand how, but then you just wake up and you have your conscious expanded and you understand how this universe will expand.
Yes.
It's really
Thank you. Yes, chanting is like a medicine for us. It doesn't work quickly, it takes time, but it works very deeply. Because we have taken this life, every lifetime, we want to become something else, something else. And today, and now, when in this life we got this human form, we have, Krishna has given us a gift of this life so that we can just chant and hear about him and go back to him. I've heard many people saying that we don't want to go back to Godhead. We're not ready for it. It's not like that. You are ready for it. You just have to realize. You have to just Krishna is not giving us so many rules and regulations. He's just saying, listen about me, talk about me, worship me, and I'll take care of everything. You just focus here. Um, Krishna, we all know that Krishna is a doer of every single thing in our lives. But again, we want to give credit to ourselves, to others. But Krishna is always behind, working for us, waiting for us. And you know how in this Krishna conscious moment, Prabhupada has said that go for Harinam, go for chanting. Even when we go for Harinam outside the streets, the cats, the dogs, even the people who doesn't know, even if they abuse us, like what they are doing, this just chanting, what is this? You don't know that they heard Krishna's name and they got purified. Maybe in next life they'll get this human form in which they are Krishna conscious. So this this world is full of sins. People are doing so many sinful activities. But Krishna conscious moment has made this moment in a way where we are creating the atmosphere where we are helping people to get purified by just chanting and glorifying Krishna and doing kirtan. We also think that we can find happiness in this world, but we are not always satisfied. After some time, there are miseries. After some time, we are sad and then we get happy again. But just by chanting, by listening, talking to Krishna, offering him food, uh, dancing for him, it's just the permanent happiness that we get. You don't see the results immediately that you're getting purified because there is a lot of dust. It will take some time to get cleaned, but you need to have faith in Krishna. You need to surrender unto him. Go to him. In our lives, we go through a lot of pain, and we do need someone physically present with us to hear us, to know what we are going through. That's okay. As a human being, we do feel that we need someone to be there. But you don't need someone to be there. Go to Krishna. Tell him, send someone. If you cannot come, send someone. I was having a hard time from few days, and I was expecting someone, you know, why I can talk to someone, I can tell them that I'm suffering. And then I realized that I went to Krishna, that, oh Gopinath, you can only take care of me. Can you please do something? Because I'm in a lot of pain. You know, he sent few people in my life within some time who out of nowhere came and just asked me what is going on. Tell us. You see how I just prayed to him. He's always ready. Like, you just call me. I'm here. I'll run. I'll come to you. Just think about me at least. And then he come, you don't even sometimes have to explain him that, oh, you know, I need this. You just say Krishna, and then he'll read your heart because he's living inside. He'll come. But don't forget, before you go to someone else, go to him. He'll send the perfect person to help you, to be there with you. And then don't forget that at the end, that wasn't that person, it was Krishna himself who came through that person. And he was right beside you, giving you that comfort and helping you. So know that we do have this tendency to forget about him. We do have this tendency of not thinking about him when we are in pain. But when this phase goes away of this pain, you realize that he was the one who arranged this all. Why? Because you wasn't thinking about him. You was not giving him time. My personal pain came from because I wasn't giving him time. I wasn't thinking about him. I was very much oriented in my services, in my life, that I forgot that I have to know that he's the one who is taking care of everything. Also, I'll go from here to the chanting thing. You know, every morning when we say that first thing that we do is chanting, we attend morning programs. We do that to protect us, to make a shield around us before we enter into the material world. Because there will be a pain, there will be a lot of struggles. But before we enter into that world, we take shelter of Krishna. We make a shield around us just by chanting. And when we chant, sometimes, yes, it's the same. Like we think that we have to do this, we have to do that, I have to do this. You cannot do it until unless Krishna has given you that power. And that power comes from chanting his name. When you chant his name, you hear that you hear about him. While chanting, you all have experienced that our mind goes here and there. We are distracted, and we realize that in this whole world we have to do a lot of things at that time during chanting. But then when we chant, we hear our words from our ear. We come back to Krishna. It doesn't show the reflection, they just show the results on the same time when we are chanting, but it do show in our thoughts, in our words within some time. And you'll see that you everyone sitting here will have seen their lives before and now, before when they were not chanting and after they're chanting. When we are in pain we want to chant, when we are having some problem we want to chant. Why? Because the chanting itself has a power to take care of everything. I'll summarize this by saying that Krishna is the center point of everything. Whatever we are, whatever we have become, whatever we are doing, everything coming from Krishna. Even our feelings of feeling jealous, everything is coming from Krishna because he himself feels very jealous in a spiritual platform, not the way we feel. Um, it's coming from him because he's our father. So of course we'll have some qualities as of our father. As if I have some qualities or some things that matches with my mama and then with my father. And same, we have so many qualities in us that matches with our uh, with Krishna. So Krishna is a center point, and please know whatever you're doing, whatever you're going through, think about him first before doing anything. Have intention that you're doing this for him. And I'm telling you, he will make things very easy for you. You cannot even imagine. If you will try to do things by yourself, you will end up feeling like, oh my God, I'm very exhausted. You just think about it before you start anything. Think about Krishna. That, okay, this is very difficult, Krishna. I think I cannot do it. I surrender unto you. Please empower me. I think if you so desire, I will be able to do this. And then you see how he will make some magic and then everything will be fine. So if you want, you don't need to read, or you don't, in the starting phase of your Krishna consciousness or knowing about Krishna, you don't have to do a lot of things. You don't have to follow rules and regulation. You continue your material life. Just add Krishna in it. And just listen about him. Know about him. Rest he will do. He will take care of it. Whenever you're free, whenever you have time, you're traveling, you're doing something, hear about him. When you hear about him, he will do his work. You chant. If you cannot chant 16 rounds, at least chant 1 round daily. Chanting, at least in 24 hours, you can take out 7 minutes for him. Why not? 7 minutes to talk about people, 7 minutes to eat something. Why not just 7 minutes just to chant 1 round? I started my journey by chanting 1 round, and I had this commitment. I want to chant whatever happens, even it's middle of the night. So please do that. Just listen about him, hear about his pastimes. He is amazing. His pastimes are more adventurous than any Bollywood movies you will find interesting. More adventurous and purifying in itself. So he has done things that you cannot even imagine. And in the end, you'll see at how merciful he is. I will stop here by saying that please chant his name. If you cannot chant, at least hear about him. If you cannot hear about him, just stand in front of him and tell him that please help me to understand you. I want to know you. And he will arrange things in a way that you will know him. And then if you will know him, you won't be able to unknow him. Okay? That was a good line. Okay. Thank you. Any comments, corrections, and questions? Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. Beautiful class, too. Beautiful verse also, my God. Lord previously, Lord previously.
Yes.
But one thing that you said was like if you chant Krishna's name, if you cannot chant, then hear, and if you cannot hear, do some service,
Yeah.
do some seva. So this is the hierarchy that was mentioned in this verse also, and the Narada Muni's life also. So first he got some remnants, he was serving,
Yes.
got some remnants, and then he started chanting, and then he got darshan of God.
Mm.
So hearing is very important. Hearing is very important, and you were mentioning that sometimes we need help in our life. So yesterday, me and Sasitu were talking about life in general and how like life in Krishna consciousness. So this example, like this analogy came in my mind. I'll show something. So everyone that might have played this game, very retro racing game, you know. So this is a car. We are driving that car. Now the car is on the track and it can go off also in either sides. Okay, it can go off. Now this is our life. Our goal is reaching Krishna, but we can get derailed also. We can, go find some pleasure here, find some pleasure there. But what is important is that we come back.
Yes.
So that is what I was talking. Like it's okay. It's okay to go a little bit on side. Get some pleasure here, some pleasure there. Because ultimately that is also there to make us realize that there's nothing there.
Yeah.
It's all very superficial. Superficial. Yes, sorry. Thank you. So it's all part of process. So that is what I realized. So it's important to come back and keep growing towards Krishna.
Yes, that's true. Can someone turn this on? I'm feeling little.
I was waiting for you to hit the play button for so long. I was thinking.
Bottom? Yes, Prabhu.
I like the point that Krishna sent his devotees to help. So if we become really expert in Krishna and everyone, like his help. So even sometimes when people hurt us, we'll be very detached, very high level of seeing things.
Mm.
Krishna sends someone. Uh, if somebody's giving us some pleasure in any form, we're thinking, oh, Krishna sends us. When we take some pleasure, when we take some things from them. And when somebody's hurting us, somebody's leaving us, then we're getting hurt. If we see truly not according to our pleasure and whims, and when we go out from options, if we truly see that it's Krishna,
Then everything is Krishna.
that Krishna is sending his super soul in heart. I heard a pastime of a devotee where in the Babaji in Vrindavan, he was sitting somewhere and somebody came and hit him. So then, Krishna, why? He was thinking like, oh, Krishna, why you hitting me? And then somebody came and somebody was treating his wounds. And he started laughing. Oh, first you hit me, or you're taking care of me. So if you see, just like truly seeing Krishna has sent someone, really seeing the super soul in them, acting through it. Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of practice.
Yeah. We have to practice. It won't come like right now. You said the point of hurt. I just realized this right now. You know, when someone hurt us, it's not someone hurting us because he is the face of the one who's hurting us. So we feel like that person is the one, he's bad person, he's hurting me. First, he's hurting me because Krishna is teaching us something through that person. And please know, when you're feeling hurt, when you will come in your higher self, you realize that he wanted to teach you something very important. Just never hate a person, never hate devotees for hurting you. They're not hurting you because he's in front of you, he's acting in that way. So you're finding it that this person is bad and he doesn't know how to. Maybe, thank you. Just because you have your own karmic things that the person is just playing as an instrument to make you get rid of it. And he's there to purify you, he's not there to hurt you. So if we change this statement that this person is hurting me to change this person is here to purify me, let me just focus on myself. And if you feel like you're helpless, go to Krishna. Tell him to give you intelligence. Tell him to show you a path where you get to know that why is this happening to you, and he will always be there. He will tell you. So yes, just change the statement of he's hurting me into he's just here to purify me and my heart, sent by Krishna, and Krishna is really teaching me something to this. Yes. Yes, Vim?
So the reason that I couldn't stop laughing during the class because he answers like so whatever you said today, like all the sentences, I remember just like walking outside, I was in like a lot of pain and I was like even my mom was not here to give me a hug, like what and
Yeah.
then it's like I was hearing all you said before coming to the temple. And then even one time I never forget, like I went to ER by myself and then I was like, okay, again, I'm alone, whatever. And then once the door opened, Damayanti Prabhu messaged me. She was like, how are you? I was like, Krishna.
Yes.
It's like, it's so beautiful, like how he responds, how he shows his signs, and like, it's just amazing. Like,
Yes.
it's and then today I was like, Krishna, okay, so this is like tough being human. Like, what is it? Like, why am I here? Like, and then today when I came in, as soon as I saw him after like forever, then I was like, okay, this is why I came here because I just wanted to experience how it is to love him.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's very beautiful. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
I'm just like very happy to be
Thank
here.
you for
Very overwhelmed.
um
Thank you.
I remember Jivadar Prabhu one day mentioned that I don't know, we had this class where we like, what do you think when the DT doors open, and then what do you see? And I think he said that it feels like Gopinath is jumping out to see his devotees. Like he's just waiting the doors to open and then he will jump out. Same as like that. You felt like when you came here and the mentee messaged you, it's just like that. He's always waiting. He's like, you come, when are you coming? He's always like, what are you doing? It just, and he do gives us so many signs to come to him. So we just have to see it, and that can come if we know him. We'll try to chant. We be around devotees like all of you, and just hearing all this, whatever I said, you all got purified, because I told, because I talked about Krishna. This was not my word. This is what I realized from my own struggles, my own pains. So I have not said anything, and also from the Bhagavatam as well.